Okay. I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!
Tessa! You're not gonna die! Not on my watch! I need you focused, so that when the drag...
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're gonna die!
Tessa, I need you to calm down right now. I have a plan.
Dusty, since your weapon's broke, you can't help.
I'm so sorry, boss.
It's okay, but I need you to run.
Tessa, since you're going to die, can I have your weapon just in case I run into trouble? Thanks.
Keep running! Dusty, run! Get out of there! Move, Dusty, move! Ah! Dusty! Dusty!
Yeah, so what ends up happening is that there's an update, a massive update, and all of a sudden I'm able to keep characters mostly consistent, and that's when I set that aside and did Dilemma of the Seraph instead, just to see how far I could push it. And Dilemma of the Seraph, I think, came out really good. Dusty is awesome. Dusty is awesome. That poor guy, though. I mean, he smacked the dragon and his dagger broke. But yeah, I almost died. So this story is how Tessa almost died. The dramatic improvement made me realize that there were some scenes that could be done better. And when it comes to all things Marine, I want to give Marine my absolute best. The absolute best that I can do. You know, I don't remember who the GM was. It was a while ago. But I know that it was Samba Boy and Stout and Dusty and I. And there was a dragon, which people don't believe me when I go to the chats and say there was a dragon. People are, yeah, right, dragons don't exist in Marine. Well, apparently they do. Anyway, because the one that almost killed me. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And my character was very, very panicky because there's not supposed to be dragons in Marine. And I was sick with astral poisoning. Really, really, really sick. And so I'm actually really surprised that we made it out of there, but because the dragon was also an astral dragon, and that was our astral dragon. I ran into another problem, and as I'm starting to refilm some of this stuff, I discover that it tends to resist rendering like stop motion, and it kind of treated the characters like puppets. And so I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. It kind of rotates between the stop motion animation style of like Coraline, or it animates like Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. And you might have seen me ask, is it a non-canon expo? I thought it was a canon expo. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I'm glad that I survived it. I lived on fight another day. Now, if only I could find a game that was happening on a weekend and not on Wednesday. I don't know what's going on in Marine lately, but it seems like all the games are on Wednesdays, and that's right smack dab in the middle of my work week. Yeah, anyway, so you might have seen me post a couple of times on what do you prefer? Do you like Coraline? Or do you like the Dark Crystal better? And I know both of them are kind of obscure films, but both of them are pretty popular amongst, the nerddom, if you will. New style yeah, exactly. New style unlocked, restarting project. Because again, I want to give Marine my absolute best. I want it to look better than anything else that I've done. And so guys, look, I admit I am slow when it comes to creating art, but it is a large part not because, well, let's be honest, a lot of the people that come after us in the AI community are take forever to do their art because they're lazy and indolent. For me though, that's not what's happening here. For me, it's a matter of it's got to be perfect, especially when I'm doing a project for a game that I love as much as I love Marine. I'm not gonna lie, I hope one of these days that I actually make a video that really impresses Leaf as well. I think that would be a real treat for me. I know she likes anime, and I'm not doing this as an anime, but a large part of that is not... I love anime. I want to be clear about that. I adore anime. I had an art teacher, though, that thought it was just a fad and didn't take it seriously at all. And even though I and a number of other students asked if we could learn it, my art teacher refused. So I don't know enough about making anime to feel comfortable making anime. Yeah, unfortunately, especially in the 90s and the early aughts, which is when I was in art school. Anime has become probably the preferred style for most. I'm going back and forth as to whether or not I'm too old at this point to, is can you teach an old tiger a new trick? I don't know. I just, it would take a lot of time, and time is something that is not easily afforded me right now. But I want to. I want to. But at the same time, though, even though I can't do anime just for lack of knowledge of it and lack of skill in that regard, I would still love to do something that she really just gets a kick out of and really enjoys. And that would be a treat for me. I want it to be my absolute best. And knowing that I can do even better than that, for me, it's a question of, do I want it to look more like the Dark Crystal, or do I want it to look more like Coraline? I'm going to be honest, going the route of the Dark Crystal would be easier because these puppets tend to animate that way by default with the tools that I have. But it could look pretty cool too if we make it look like a stop motion. Anyone can learn things. Had to teach a 58-year-old how to fit a pipe and how to find travel zones. Yeah, so I agree with you. I absolutely can learn it. It's just it's a question of time. I've got so much on my plate. If I can find the time, then yeah, I definitely want to learn, because I want anime is so distinct and unique, and it does a lot of things that Western studios are just afraid to do. It covers topics that Western studios just aren't willing to do. And so for me, I would like to have the ability to venture into that territory. But as of right now, I don't, and the time is just not there. But puppetry we did. And we did, traditional comic book style art or portraits, stuff like that. We had a situation with our car, and I wasn't able to make it to the contest to enter the portrait I did of Leaflit, which I'm really, really, really not happy about, because I thought it would be so funny if I won this year with a portrait of one of the internet's most prolific AI artists and a hand drawing of an AI artist taking first prize in this contest. I can just imagine all of the Quangos whining. The whining would have been epic. Anyway, I've tangented quite a bit. Let me let me get back to this.
This looks so cool. The people that say this is pedo bait, we should check their hard drives.
I guarantee you we 110% should. Because the fact of the matter is for some reason, the left has, since the whole Epstein file stuff, has decided to just start flinging that word around left and right. And we all know that it's projection. It just is.
We should. Okay, hold on. Hear me out. Let me guess. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to emulate, if I were a modern woman, how I would see this. I'm going to emulate it and tell me if this is what happened. Because I don't know. I haven't been covering the coverage of this, but I'm going to assume that this is what happened. They said, ew, why does she have to look like that? Why does she look like a kid? This is so unrealistic. This is like totally for pedos. Like, only pedos would like a girl with a body like that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's disgusting.
A lot of feminists are themselves not too pleasant on the eyes and have a tendency to say such things about better looking women, has been my observation. Steel Bear, if you agree or disagree. I don't know. Steel Bear's pretty cute though, so.
Is that right? Did I do it right, guys? Did I get it? Wait, did people really say that? Hold on. I guess we'll find out in the Hero Hei video.
I just want to comment from a Hungar perspective that a blade on your elbow is not going to have the sort of reach that it would have in your hand. Which is why we say reverse grip is not a thing. So I hope that's just a storage thing, because I'm not going to lie. As somebody that has been trained on a Chinese jian, that's a straight sword, and is pretty good at it, anytime I see reverse grip or any facsimile of a reverse grip, I cringe.
Wow, nice Marvel landing. Yeah, I think she's really cute. I love this. This is great. I like that I like that she's a fighter, that she's like a martial artist rather than using a sword. That's a really interesting like kind of twist to it. That I really like it. It gives you a lot different gameplay, right? You can explore a lot of different gameplay elements with a
100% agree on that. 100% agree. But again, the blade at her elbow, one of these days I will have my foot fully healed and I can show you guys why putting the blade at the elbow like that is a bad idea. I'd be able to demonstrate it. Obviously, I need my 3D model and such at that time, but you shorten your reach by doing that. And then you have to swing your arm further to get the blade where it needs to go. Whereas if the blade is just in your hand and facing forward, yeah, reverse grip is silly. So I'm hoping that we get to do more with her hands, because hand-to-hand combat, I love the thrill of physical combat. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love physical combat. This game giving us the opportunity to go hand-to-hand with the monsters, or the Natiba, I believe they were called. That's something I'm looking very, very forward to. You know, we didn't get to see much of her sword, but I do hope that that's how it's stored, and that it doesn't end up being a reverse grip situation. Hollywood thinks the reverse grip is cool, but again, I've actually have very real world training on a jian. It is my primary weapon. In Hungar, there's 18 weapons to choose from, and the jian sword is mine, which I know a lot of people would be like, wait a second, jian swords are normally done by the crane practitioners, and that is true. I am a little bit unusual in that, because usually With the tiger fighters, we have the bigger swords. You have the monk spade. You have the guandol. You have the broadswords. You have the bow staff. You have spears. You have the tiger fork. And canonically speaking, the character Iron Tiger uses a tiger fork. And I've been trained on all of those. But I love the Jian. The Jian, there's just something very fluid and graceful about it. And Crane, again, that's more of a Crane thing. But Hungar is tiger and Crane. So I have an excuse for mixing things a bit. We're the OG mixed martial art. Tiger, Crane, leopard, snake, dragon, and all the weapons that come with that. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the reverse grip thing. I'm eager to see where that goes, but I'm a huge fan of the hand-to-hand combat so far. It looks really good.
Much closer combat rather than the sword being like heavy and strong. You can have like these kind of faster, like smaller, like more agile hits, which is great. I love that. Yeah. Tomboys are back, dude. It's about time, dude. The tomboy erasure has been so real. Let me guess. They also shamed her for like not having like a. So like they probably simultaneously shamed her for like not having a big ass and big tits, even though they always complain about. Dude, this is like some Goldilocks fucking shit. Am I right? This is just like the boobs are too big.
Steelbear can back me up on this. When you're looking at a female brawler, there are disadvantages to being a short stack. So if you're creating a character that's a brawler, it's more reasonable and more realistic for them to be petite. There are complications that being larger create. This is a bit uncomfortable. Steelbear, bail me out of this one, please. But yeah, no, I actually agree with this direction for the design for Evie. I think that them making her a brawler as opposed to more like Eve, her predecessor, I think just makes more sense. Again, there's just physical realities that you have to contend with when you're a brawler that are uncomfortable to talk about because they involve physicalities. And I promise you guys, I'm not a prude. I'm really not. I just Steelbear, bail me out.
Ass is too big. Now it's too small. Now the ass is too small. She's too pretty. Like, dude, every time, man. Like, these people, man. It's never good enough. She's trans, actually. Oh my god, we need the egg cracker, guys. Oh my god, we just need the egg cracker. I can't wait to egg cracker. You see the Battle Angel Alita inspiration? A little bit, yeah. It's all those feminine curves. She's pretty hot. Yeah, I think she's pretty hot. Yeah, she looks pretty good. I like it. Good character. Looks cool. You want to know a little something? I'll show you a little secret, chat. The only women that get upset about hot-looking anime and video game characters, the only ones that do are just mad jelly. They mad jelly. That's all it is, basically. They're jelly haters because hear me out, right? All you have to do is look at what happened to Pokemon Go. Does anybody know what happened to Pokemon Go? Do you guys know the story? Pokemon Go.
I know the story. Pokemon Go made my character ugly. I set it aside and I have never picked it up since.
Released a thing that takes your biometric data from your phone and then it changes your avatar. It was like a fucking Sword Art Online moment. You know, like...
Is that how it worked? Oh my goodness. Look, I was in a car wreck and that did not, it's been hard to lift. My neck and my back are pretty severely damaged. And my body has always done better with weight training as far as weight control than cardio. I don't want to be fat in the video games. because I'm struggling to try to get the weight off, and I've been struggling to get the weight off since the car accident. And if that's what they did, that's really mean. I didn't realize that that's how that worked. That's awful. I think that was a meme. It doesn't actually take your biometric. Oh, okay. Well, either way, they made my character ugly, and I haven't gone back to it since.
It was like Sword Art, you know, in Sword Art Online when they're all standing in the fucking square, and then Kayaba was like, "I have given you a gift. Look into your inventory. There's a mirror." Right? It was just like that. And what happened was, when it unlocked, it like changed everyone's avatar to be like their actual, like based on their actual body, and people got so fucking pissed over it, right? So like this is the proof, by the way, that they don't actually care about it. Like in terms of like, women want to play a character that's hot as long as it represents them, but then when it doesn't represent them,
Steel Bear, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that you're much more interested in how a character dresses. Because, like, the games that you're most interested in are the ones that that let you dress the characters, and then you have me actually play the game. She'll dress the characters, and then it's the same with Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, a game that was very controversial even in its time, and the sequels have not been released here in the States because of the eruption of Quengoism in response to those games. And yet, they're one of Steel Bear's all-time favorites. Not mine, hers. She would make me play the volleyball games, but she wanted in on unlocking the all the outfits and mixing and matching different hats and bikinis and all that other stuff. She loved that. And if the video game developers really want to do more to bring more women into the game space, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Because it's not just Steel Bear. Both my sisters, both the sane one and the liberal, also loved that game for the exact same reason. And they're not releasing the new ones here, even though 110%, the girls in my family loved that game for that reason. Love Stellar Blade for that reason, for the because they let them play dress up with really, really beautiful characters. They let them play with their hair. They let them, play with their outfits and the shoes, especially the shoes. Basically, why Sims sells so well to women. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, men and women are different and like different things. Every once in a while, there's crossover. Men can say, "Oh, I like Stellar Blade because Eve and Evie are really hot." And then women at the same time are looking at it and like, "Wow, that character is really cute, but also that outfit. Holy cow, look at those shoes." And it's fine. Look at how well the clothing design of Senran Kagura while they remain clothed. Believe it or not, again, Steel Bear really enjoys those games too for exactly that reason. Despite the loss of those clothes that occasionally happens. When it comes to appealing to men and women, you can have the cake and eat it too. You can. Right? Just like in terms of movies, it's possible to make movies that both men and women enjoy. Look at The Princess Bride. Women love the romance in there. They love the, As You Wish. The kissing. And us boys might go, "Ew, kissing," but at the same time, we love the swashbuckling swordplay. We love the giants. We love, the rogues and the pirates and trying to navigate a forest that's full of fires and rodents of unusual size and adventure, and it's possible. But you don't do it by making your characters hideous. You don't do it by making the characters unfun. You do it by including elements that are fun for both men and women. Give the men the action, give the men the adventure, give the men, a hot woman to look at. Give the women shoes and give them outfits and let them play with the hair. Easy. It's easy.
you know, other people think that the character's hot. I don't know if you knew this, but women are insanely competitive with other women. You guys might not know about this. I don't know how many women are in the chat, but if you're a woman in the chat, speak up and say it's true, because it is. Everybody knows it's true. Women are insanely competitive with other women specifically. And I feel it too sometimes, right? This is why, like, if I get into a game, and this is true, if I get into a video game and there's a woman on the other team, 200%, I go fucking Super Saiyan. And yeah, it's what happens, right? Women get really competitive with each other. And by the way, I'm using this as a part of my psyop. Did I tell you guys about that? It's a part of my psyop. So I started like cooking like really, really, really good food to make other women jealous so that they'll cook better food too. They'll be like, now I have to up my cooking game, and then like I will psyop them into being better wives. So guys, I'm increasing the wife pool for you guys. I'm doing my best, all right? I'm doing my best. I'm gonna try to like, you know, up the skill levels, you know? But anyway, that's my psyop, right? But anyway, thank you for your service. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. But anyway, women are super, super competitive with each other. So what happens is, this is why there's a phenomenon of like women like negging other women. There will
Any chance of animation has just died. My phone died. Can you guys still hear me though? I just want to make sure that you guys are still able to hear me in spite of it.
be a woman that is like really good at something or really hot at something, and then the group of women will like henpeck them. Yeah, it happens a lot. You see it happen all the time, like online. And so what happens is they see these hot characters and they immediately see that character as like a competitive woman, as a woman to be competitive against, even though they're not real, right? And so then they will want that character to be uglier to lower their values, that they feel better about themselves. Men are also competitive. So like, don't get me wrong, like men are also competitive, but men are competitive in a completely different way. Male competitiveness, it has some of that too, that does exist on some level, where men are driven also by seed, but there are also men who are driven like by camaraderie as well. So it's like they're of like, oh, my bro is doing so well, like I gotta like do better. There's like, you know, it has nothing to do with like actually hating the bro, just like, man, like, you know, I'm encouraged to do better. That happens a lot too. And again, that doesn't mean that there are men who sees at other men. It happens all the time, but women do it a lot more, is my point. And like usually it's really cloak and dagger, like it's super it's like not overt, you know. But anyway, so that's my kind of my thought on it, is like the reason why women get mad at it like this is because they feel threatened by a video game character, which is just sad, honestly. Like if you think about it, it's really sad. It's like a complete inability to separate fiction from reality. It's quite weird, right? But then again, you do see this a lot in like humanity in general. Like you have people, well, there'll be like a 16-year-old anime character, and then you'll have people really upset at them for being like a 16-year-old like anime character that's like kissing dudes or something, or having a fantasy, and they'll think that's incredibly weird, right? But she's not real, right? Anyway, you see this all the time.
Stellar Blade.
So let's see the story here.
The trailer dropped yesterday during Summer Game Fest. New protagonist Evie is causing a lot of controversy already for the modern audience. We'll get to that in a second. Take a look at the 11-second clip that they just posted.
Oh, by the way, sorry to kind of elaborate on it. I just thought of something. Do you guys remember the Ho Math video where he talks about how the girl that's 10 has to like kind of lower herself a little bit?
I love home math, but I don't think I saw that one.
To like kind of cloak that she's like on the same side as the women who are like 8, 7, 6, 5, and she has to like basically be like, oh, like you guys are like the best, right? Like she has to do that in order to like maintain like a sort of social cohesion. Otherwise, all the other women will gang up on her. This is a known phenomenon.
I know action adventure games are really popular, and that's cool, but they've never really been my sort of thing, so I generally don't play them. But Stellar Blade Blood Rain.
The funny thing is too, and this kind of goes a little bit further into like the psychology of women, which is really interesting. You know how women don't like, in general, they'll say that like, we
a tangent within a tangent. That's like 16 walls. I have a feeling that this would be more fun if Steel Bear were on the other side. over and commenting on and adding her thoughts to this as well. We should totally do that sometime, Steel Bear. It'd be a blast. Of course, we gotta get my Leaf model working completely, and then we can build one for you. It'd be fun.
Don't like when we're only seen for our looks, but what's the thing women always attack? Yeah, it's always, isn't it always the look? Ain't that interesting, huh? Ain't that interesting? It's always about how a woman looks. It's not about like what she's good at or what skills she has. Every time.
It's definitely intriguing me so far. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here. You couldn't really see it in that brief trailer, but in the longer trailer, you get to see more of the city too, and the city looks really cool. That's part of the reason why I didn't play the first Stellar Blade either. It looks so desolate. The setting, I wasn't really feeling the setting, but this one, the setting seems really.
I have to defend the game because there's actually 4 major areas that you go through, and only one of them is a desolate desert. The rest of them, you've got a city that's been jungleified. You've got the desert. No, there's 2 deserts. There's 2 separate. There's a rocky desert, and then there's a sandy desert, and then there's another city that has fallen into disrepair, is largely underwater, and then another city that's there's anyway. Long story short, there's a variety. So there's actually 5 areas now. We've got your initial area, and then the rocky desert, then the sandy desert, then the hold on. Okay, numbers is not my thing. Even when it comes to the stocks, I follow patterns. Anyway, it's not all desert basically. And so I would encourage Hero Hei also to go back and finish the game. It's really good. It's really beautiful. Even its more desolate areas are really quite well done and just stunning and gorgeous. Really, really great. Really good looking game.
It just seems really weird to me because like women will in general will like to say like, oh, there's all of these factors that, you know, a woman is more factors than her look. She has like a bunch of other factors. But then do they really think that? I don't know. I think that because I'm a fucking weirdo. But like I just haven't seen that really from like in my experiences with women. I haven't really seen that.
Too. And she looks freaking awesome too. Her outfit
I will 100% know that I'm a freak.
Reminds me of the boss from MGS3, Snake Eater. That like white.
I don't like it when she calls herself stuff like that because she's pretty normal to me. Steel Bear and I both kind of see her as relatively normal. So I don't know. Maybe we're just dorks, but she's not a freak. We're not freaks. We're normal.
Armor with the black overcoat. It's like the outfit she wore before the final fight. So that's freaking awesome. The fighting style looks cool too. This is a pretty cool looking game. I'm pulling the scene up.
Like for an instance, I think that she's hot because she can beat people up. That's pretty hot.
I gotta watch this again really quick. This is from MGS3. This is what I'm talking about. It happens in like 5 seconds, I think. Like right here. The boss with the black overcoat thing, the white armor. She's such a cool character. So yeah, this new Stellar Blade protagonist Evie definitely has some Chad energy. I like it.
Yeah.
Like a very cool tomboy. But some people on social media are offended. Yes. Shocking, you know. There's always got to be people mad about something, right? And so we have this.
This is interesting because it's interesting because it takes place in the city and stuff.
On gaming Twitter.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
By a video game character, lol.
Is she gonna get mad? Oh my god!
Went into protected mode.
All right, guys. Let's see if I was right. Let's see.
After people were responding to them with stuff like this, so I'm not sure what the initial post.
Okay, like why does her body look like that? Why does her face look like that? Why does she look so young? Why is her boob so small? It's going to be these things. I guarantee it.
But we have a clip, a 48-second long clip. Let's take a look.
It's going to be about her looks, 100%. It's unsettling. It's unsettling.
Gen says, I would disagree, but I am quite a strange fellow. In high school, I would have agreed with you that we are the odd ones. But at my age and having been around people, I've actually come to determine that we're the normal ones and everybody else is weird. I don't know. We like stuff. We enjoy having fun. It's hard to offend us. Most of us just enjoy hanging out and having fun. And everybody else seems to be looking for things to be offended by. And to me, that's just weird. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe we are the weird ones. But I just feel like being able to enjoy life and have fun with silly stuff, or hot babes and battle bikinis and swords, and I don't know. That's just, my brother would describe it. And to be fair, my brother is very progressive. He and I do not get along on politics at all. But yeah, at one point did say that, what was it? The 3 B's that made America great: boobs, beer, and boom. You know, I don't know. That just seems kind of normal to me. It's true. We are stable, and that's significantly far off from what I perceive as the normal ATM. Yeah, I think normal is rare. I think there's a lot of people out there that, and I think I've just realized this is another tangent within a tangent. We've broken 16 walls again, guys. Anyway, I think that the main thing is that social media incentivizes mental illness, and that there's a social contagion to it. And so people go out of their way to make themselves mentally ill in pursuit of their 15 minutes. And I think that doing things that way is going to lead a lot of people down the path of misery and despair. Whereas us, we're just here just having fun, you know? We're not taking things too seriously. We're just hanging out, having a good time, and enjoying video games, enjoying movies, anime, and all the other stuff that we think is fun. And I just think that that's the way we're meant to be. You know, God created man that we may have joy, and that's what I believe. I'm not saying prosperity gospel, but I am saying I think God wants us to be happy. People that can be happy are the ones that I think are normal, and I think everybody else has screwed themselves up in pursuit of 15 minutes of fame. And the freakiest of the freaky will get that 15 minutes, and of course probably you and me and Leaf will react to it. But at the end of the day, we're not the ones going out there and causing problems on the streets with our camera in a police officer's face while we're castigating them because how dare they arrest the illegal alien, or I'm sorry, undocumented worker. We're not the ones that are plowing our cars at those police officers and getting ourselves shot for attention. And I think that that's what makes us normal versus everybody else just being, everyone else are the freaks. That's my thoughts. I don't know, man. I don't remember people being as deranged as they've become in the 90s. I remember most people on both sides of the aisle being relatively normal, and I remember having people on both sides of the aisle as very dear friends. I wish we could kind of get back to that, and I do think that a lot of it is people chasing after their 15 minutes. I think everybody thinks that they're the MC. I don't think I'm the MC. I hope, just being honest, my sincere and honest hope is that I can teach somebody that can become the MC. That's the role I hope to have, is that of a mentor. Just like Leaf hopes to have a support role. That, I think, is what most people want, is not to be the king, but to serve a good king. And I think that that's what separates us from a lot of these other fame chasers that are going out there and getting themselves killed, accosting police officers, and voting for communists.
Honey, I need more Poggers energy drink.
Thanks, hon.
Poggers has every kind of drink you'll ever need, whether for hydration, energy, or when your hubby has been working too hard and it's bedtime. Visit poggers.shop today and use our code TheIronTiger.
People might like things that you don't. For instance, if you're of the more feminist persuasion, you may not enjoy this stuff. And you might have your reasons for not enjoying it, but that's okay. As long as you aren't the sort of person that says, I don't like this and therefore you can't have it. I think that's where they go too far. Anyway, that's my attempt to circle back. Sorry.
It makes me feel weird.
I really don't like that they made her face look like she's 10 years old, but then gave her that skin suit. I don't like that.
Ew.
Is that the only commentary here?
Oh my god.
Has she never seen a 20-year-old? I'm sorry, that girl looks 20, 21, maybe at the oldest. Sometimes these activists open up their mouth. It's almost as if they've never stepped outside. Especially among Asian women. Women in their 20s that are Asian look very, very young. At the risk of making my wife a little jelly. I think Asian women are beautiful and stunning. I love drawing Asian women. I love drawing her too. But it's almost as if this woman has never seen an Asian woman before. Let alone a 20-year-old. That's crazy to me.
It's so weird.
I'm just...
You want to know what the whole argument is, guys? What is the argument? The argument here is this. Every time. That's always the argument. Every time the argument of these people. Oh my god.
Okay, it was a pretty interesting spot to pause on, but like I'm curious if she's gonna have any other commentary or if it's literally just her ranting about that.
Alita Battle Angel. Yeah, that was a fun movie. Yeah, it was Stellar Blade. Wait, it's another Stellar Blade game? Wait, Stellar Blade Blood Rain? Wait, it is Stellar Blade. Oh, damn. Huh. Yeah, it's a weird choice to make her look young and then give her a skin suit like...
Very likely, but she knows I'm an artist and she also knows I'm fiercely loyal. She's my cutie pie. And I'm probably gonna get bitten for that too. But she knows that I'm an artist, and so she knows that I'm an artist that also enjoys beauty. So, you know, you can enjoy beauty and not and have it not be perverse. So, also, she is really cute. Steel Bear, I mean, she's very, very cute.
Oh my god,
how is that the
so
only thing
weird.
they focus on?
So
like
weird.
what? I'm over
Oh my god, it's so weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
here making comparisons to the
There's no girls that look young like that. There's no such thing as like thin girls with small butts and small boobs.
boss.
But then like the boobs of a woman should...
They also say that there's no such thing as short women that are stacked. Again, it's almost as if these people have never been outside. That's one of the reasons why anime chicks never bothered me. I'm sorry, women come in all shapes and sizes. I don't understand where this height of consent has come from. Age of consent is the thing. It's not height of consent, and it's not boob size of or cup size of consent. There we go, cup size of consent. How's that one, Steel Bear? Cup size of consent.
Didn't determine her value.
pointing out how cool the combat is, how cool the setting is. These people, they're just like, oh, I don't like the way she looks. She's too young looking. Even if you think she looks young, like, why is there no other opinion there at all? Like, that's just the only thing they could think of. That's the only thing they could say.
Wait, is this... Hold on. Is this... hold on. Is this why they say that, like, I'm pedo baiting? Because I have small... Fuck off, okay? But like, is that why? Jeez, that's so weird, man. That is so weird. These people are not normal. Like they got something going on in their brains. They're busted.
That's a little bit weird to me. And then side note, but I do like her hair as well. You may have noticed, but I'm a bit of a fan of having one eye covered up. I was initially going to put hair in front of my eye, actually, but I decided to go with the eye patch because I could toggle it on or off, and figured if I ever want hair instead, that's something I could always do in the future too. As like I said before, part of the inspiration for my design was the Persona 3 protagonist. I was going to do something like that, but like a bit shorter, very similar to Evie, excuse me. This tweet with 8,300 likes points out some duality, some hypocrisy. Seems to be two images of the same account on the left, they had said, in response to people criticizing God of War Laffy and Faye. User said, strong, badass female lead always gets criticized in that way because fragile little man-children like you feel threatened by a woman being better than you. None of you care about the gameplay. You just want to play as a sex doll. What a weird thing to say. Seriously. These people project their bizarre thoughts onto everyone else.
I was just about to say, That's actually a really, really disgusting thing to say, to be honest. No. We want to have fun in a fantasy world, and we don't, or at least, speaking for myself, I don't want to carry my spare tire into a video game. I want to leave my spare tire at home. Let's see, I may be broken in some ways, but I'm not broken like these virtue signaling wackadoos. Right? Again, that goes back to my argument. We're the normal ones. We don't talk like that. We're normal. Leaflit, we're normal. You're normal. Gin, you're normal. Joel, you're normal. Steel Bear.
Oh, man.
We can see on the right-hand side, though, now they complain about Evie, and they say, nope, 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 nope. Okay, first of all, who says that?
Not
really?
an adult woman. You know what? Because she's not fucking real. Why are people like this? It's not real. Like, she's not real. Like, there's no one to hurt here. Like, I'm so confused. This is kind of what I mean, by the way, about the kind of people that are more driven by ideology. Their ideas own them more than like the actual results of like what happens, because there's really there's nothing bad that could happen from her being a fucking android that looks like pretty and young. There's like no issue with it. Like, there's nobody, like, even let's assume she's a 70-year-old modeled android. It doesn't even fucking matter because she's not real. Even if you fuck her, there's nothing that happens from it because she's not a real person. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, small tits, pedo, big tits, gooner, literally a femoid genocide and everything.
Or, oh god, I swear I'm not a prude, but sometimes I do get a little bit embarrassed about some topics, but I'm just gonna put this out there. Or, short girl with big boobs, and you get to be both at the same time. That's the way these people think, because they don't understand that women, real life women, come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. There was a you guys probably saw this, it was going around, of two women dressed in bunny suits, and one of them was really, really short. Both of them are really, really cute, but really, really short. And or one of them was really, really short. She was an adult woman, an adult, well into her 20s. And yet people were screeching because, it's a child, that's a child. No, that's an adult woman. And again, this is, in my defense of anime, I wouldn't want for any art to portray a juvenile in a adult situation, if you catch my meaning. I would not praise that. I would not celebrate it, because even though it's not real, I still find that behavior morally reprehensible. But from what I've seen, I don't see that happening a lot in anime. In fact, I can't think of a situation offhand where that's happened at all. As a matter of fact, the anime that I have seen pales in comparison to the movies that we used to make here in America, in terms of suggestive content, as it were. We used to make some pretty raunchy movies. And so for America to be railing about anime is pretty hypocritical, all things considered. See, I will not date a girl I can't deadlift. Back when Steel Bear and I first met, I could. That was a long time ago, though. That was also before the car wreck. She is really small. She's really, really cute, but she's very, very small.
Direction.
So ridiculous.
So
like,
true.
Even reading that out loud. Oh my gosh. Nope, 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 nope. This is not an adult woman. Of course, the most terminally online subreddits are complaining and freaking out about this, saying stuff like, are we actually for real? I don't care if someone wants to waste their money on a gooner game. That's their prerogative. But this is wrong. Okay, Greta.
One other thing that these people don't understand is that Asian makeup styles specifically try to achieve that kind of face. So like even women in Asia that do makeup, they actually look like that, like their face, because of the style of makeup. So okay, so here's a little difference. I learned about this recently, by the way, because I've been looking into makeup because I'm trying to like be a little bit less of a nerd. I'm trying to expand my skill set. So
Steel Bear doesn't do much with makeup. This is something that I want to impress upon women. Most guys out there, especially guys that do prefer more of a tomboy, most guys don't actually really care about makeup. We really don't. When I first met Steel Bear, she was into that stuff. She just got used to me and got used to the fact that I just really genuinely don't care. She looks good to me. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. And yeah, Drew, don't change Leaf. Leaf be Leaf. Trust me, it's not worth it to try to change for somebody else's sake. It's just not. I need someone to start a cute count for each stream. I swear Steam... Uh-oh. Guys, she wants you guys to help her to keep track of how many times I say cute so that she can bite me as many times. If you could deadlift her before the injury, you have a victory in deadlifting her while you could... Yeah. Dude, I used to bench a lot, man. But especially my neck. My neck especially got so messed up. It hurts. It constantly hurts. I still force myself to exercise when I can, obviously with my foot. It's getting better though. It's getting there. Man, I used to be able to do so much. And I miss being able to move like that, and I miss having that kind of strength. That car accident did me dirty. Not gonna lie, it did me dirty. I would change her into having more confidence. Don't think I would succeed, but if she gave me that chance. Yeah, she really doesn't understand. She doesn't understand, and Celeste has this issue as well. She doesn't understand that she's a light for the people around her. And it's okay for her to believe in herself. She's got something special that she can offer, something unique. Her vision for Moraine, for the stories that she's telling, the way that she's helping to advance new technology, and just in general is a good and decent, honest person. That's in and of itself pretty rare. Same with Celeste, also a good, decent, honest person. And, it would not hurt for her to believe in herself. Look at what she's built in the last few years. How many people believe in her now, and how many people are rallying to her? That's not easily accomplished, not just anybody can do that. She is a light, and it's okay for her to believe in herself and believe in that. But other than that, no, the thing that makes Leaf is that she's Leaf. And that's fine. That's exactly why people like her. That's why she has a lot of people rallying to her and are interested in the things that she has to say and the world that she's creating and in her art. The other thing that I'd like her to stop doing is to stop referring to herself as not an artist. She is an artist. 100%. I have an art degree. I can say so. I, with my art degree, and the fries that I have put in the bag, decree hereby, from this day forward, Leaflit shall be known as an artist. I have spoken. Guys, I have a confession. I used to be a drama kid.
Okay. Yeah, I would know, by the way. I just spent like $400 on like a fucking hairdryer shit. Dude, girl stuff is so expensive. It is so fucking expensive. It's annoying. Yeah, like I got like a set of like these like, because I don't have any hair stuff, so I had to buy like you know, the hair dryer with all the attachments and all that shit. No, I didn't get the Dyson Airwrap. No, it's not the Airwrap. I got the Shark one because I didn't want to spend that much money. But yeah, I got like this. I got the second best one, like one step down, because I was like, I'm not gonna spend $600 on this shit. You know, it's $600, by the way. If you don't know that, the Airwrap is $600. So anyway, so I went to get, you know, I don't have any of that stuff, like hair, like a good, well, I have a hair dryer, but I don't have like the sets with all the brushes and then like the flattening stuff and the curling stuff. I don't have any of that. So I had to go buy it. And I was like, well, I'll just go buy this set because the set has everything in it. But it was like $400 or some shit like that, right? So I ended up buying this thing. It's really expensive. So anyway, so the point of me saying that is like, I know I've been learning a lot about the different makeup styles. Now, Western makeup, let me explain to you the difference if you don't know, because you're a dude. Western makeup tries to accentuate features that look more mature, which is why you have like the big fucking lips and then like the, you know, like the kind of catty, like sort of fierce look to it. Asian makeup is the opposite.
I hate the inflated lips. I hate that so much. Let me get into my art philosophy a little bit. I despise ugly art. I like things that are natural and things that are beautiful. And I like to create art that, although it can be dark at times, as Image of the Tiger is a very, very dark story. It has its moments of levity, but on the whole, it's a very, very dark story. I keep saying it's X-Men meets Mortal Kombat. And so it has very, very dark moments, but even in those dark moments, I still try to create something that is stunning to look at, or at least that's the hope that I have. To me, when you are a woman, because like, let's use Evie as an example. These lips are pretty realistic, right? You can expect this on a normal 20-year-old. You know, maybe there's a little bit of lip gloss. This isn't blown up to look like a duckbill platypus. I prefer a more natural look. So I'm glad that Steel Bear doesn't put a vacuum hose on her lips or whatever it is that they do. That's crazy. Yeah, cute. I like cute things. Yes, cute. Yeah. Steel Bear's very cute. I'm going to get bitten a lot, guys. I really am. No, I agree with you on that, Gen. I cute and just more natural. You know, I think there's a certain fakeness to these women with these balloon lips. I don't know what else to call them. That fat lips are really ugly. I really don't see the value in them. I agree. I would say that Western makeup trends right now really baffle me because they make the woman look less human. And I think that the human being is a beautiful thing. So any procedure that makes a person look less human is going out of their way to uglyify themselves. 150. Oh boy, I'm in trouble. I should slow down a bit on calling her cute.
It like de-accentuates like certain sexual features and it tries to look more innocent. They're like completely different in philosophy. Yeah, so like the Asian makeup is like the eyes are a much bigger and then the lips are what do you call it? They're minimized, like the nose is minimized, like the cheeks are minimized. And it has like a sort of like blush to it to look more like youthful and stuff like that. That's what Asian makeup does. Western makeup is completely like you know, like big luscious lips and stuff. So there's a stylistic difference here. And you know, this game is an Asian game, right? So it's gonna follow Asian standards of that, right? And like we can watch videos of it after this. Like let's finish this video and I'll show you the difference. All right, so you can see what I'm talking about.
That is the face of a child on a very sexualized body. Do capital G gamers not care beyond?
Wait, you should ask Powder for makeup advice. Is she like super good at it? Is she super good at it? Maybe I will.
The behind or chest, or is there actually a big enough market for this pseudo garbage?
Powder's really funny too. I like Powder. My phone is back up, but I can't get the software, the face tracking software. I can't get it running. So that is, to be clear, a VTuber studio problem. I'll get this stuff sorted out. I'll figure out. But hey, you know what? We got the Leaf Tuber model running, at least. So we're getting there. You know, we're at maybe 10% less scuff than last week.
Said the Redditor. Is this done just for outrage farming? Whatever the reason, consuming this kind of content cannot
stuff?
be
Yeah,
good
me
for
too.
anyone.
I found that it's a lot
Once again,
better
it's crazy
for me.
to me that there's so much cool
I guess that's the point, right? But like, I found that it works so much better for me. Like, guys, I've been learning like I have to I've been braiding my hair like every night for bed, and yeah, I used to just like kind of just sleep with my hair wherever. Like, I was like, my hair keeps getting fucked up. Oh, okay, I was doing it wrong. All right.
stuff you can take away from that trailer.
Next Leaflit powder collab tomorrow.
Anyone. Once again, it's crazy to me that there's so much cool stuff you can take away from that trailer. The outfit design, the setting, combat mechanics.
How did I miss a Leaflit powder collab? I swear, am I not staying up late enough? Is that what's happening? Steel Bear, I might actually be going to bed too early, contrary to popular myth. I don't know how I don't know how I missed this, and I don't know how I missed the Leaflit powder collab. That must have been epic.
The fighting style, all that, but all these people do is they hyperfixate on like, she looks so young, and that's like where their mind goes. They just like hyperfixate on that and get mad at it. It also really depends on the angle, the picture. For example, this top one, that doesn't look like a kid to me. That looks like a young South Korean woman in her 20s. South Korean women, a lot of them look like.
That's what I said, in her 20s. What he was talking about different angles, so that's true, and that's one of the reasons why when you're learning to draw, the first thing you need to do is grab a picture and flip it upside down. Draw the entire thing upside down. And the reason is that it will train your brain to start looking for details you wouldn't see otherwise. When you get really good at drawing, what you're going to find is that you're going to be turning the reference photo, and you're going to be turning your paper. So you're going to be doing head on, you're going to be doing upside down, you're going to be doing side to side. And because when you're looking at things from different angles, you will see things that you don't see otherwise. That will train the right side of your brain to really kick in and really start looking for those finer details.
That. But this other angle from the trailer, if someone were to take a look at that one.
Again, the makeup does that. Like the makeup is specifically trying to do that look.
And only that one, I could understand if they think it's a teenager. This angle does make her look younger.
Yeah.
So
here's another thing. Did you guys know that camera angles make you look different? You're telling me that these women don't know that? I fucking refuse to believe it because they do it all the fucking time.
Issue is people hyperfixating on like one or two angles and getting mad at that and ignoring all the cool stuff in the trailer, acting like that doesn't exist. The only thing
Seriously, guys, you would be surprised how often I hear anytime I post a picture of Iron Tiger drawing, oh, the AI messed up. It's upside down. No, it's upside down because I work with the AI close enough to know that, or that the AI knows that that's how I draw. And so that's deliberate. There are a lot of people that don't know that. Yeah, I usually do horizontal flip for that check. Yeah. You would be surprised as to how beneficial it is, especially when you're early on and you're trying to learn to draw. Flip it upside down. It makes a world of difference. It really does. But a lot of people don't know that. As rudimentary as that might sound, it really is. Looking at things from different angles is as rudimentary to drawing as horse stance is to kung fu. It's that vital.
Let's see. If you look, the camera angle actually matters a ton. So like, say we did this, they look completely different. Now, if you flipped it this way, it looks a lot more like kind of minimized and a lot more like cute if you shoot from this angle then lift straight on. See, I look like completely different. Like these angles change so much.
Yeah. Jen, Joel, you guys will back me up on this. She no longer gets to refer to herself as not an artist. She is an artist. These things are foundational and fundamental and true, and a lot of people don't know. I will put yet another fry in the bag and declare once more, Leaflit is a master artist. I have spoken.
Much about how a person looks. You know, I'm just gonna use this one for that one. But yeah, it changes so much about how it looks.
That exists is these two angles, and we got to get mad at them and tweet about them and make Reddit posts
and
about
also it has to do with like how you look into the camera too. Like if you look up into the camera, how you handle your cheeks, like all of this matters in like a picture. So like obviously a person would look younger in some cuts and would look older in some cuts. It just depends on how the camera works and the lighting.
them. Like, dude, you're being...
like these people know this. Like you're telling me that these e-girls don't know this? Get the fuck out of here.
And that's a very nice way of putting it. Look how crazy this is. Another post says, are they all just PDF files? They're mad at gamers for liking the character on the left from Ace Combat. So they're making the implication that this to them looks like a child. Dude, this does not look like a child at all. What are you talking about? So they're saying if you criticize the one on the right, Faye from Laffy.
You know what we should do? We should get these freaks pictures of 19-year-olds and pictures of 17-year-olds and see if they can tell the fucking difference.
They will not be able to. 100% they will not be able to. In fact, most won't, because going back to what I was saying about the rom-coms, the rather raunchy rom-coms we used to make in the 90s, we were casting 30-year-olds playing 19-year-olds back then. 40-year-olds. What was it? Charisma Carpenter in Buffy? She was in her 40s playing a 16-year-old because most people can't tell the difference. See, I think it's an ego control. It may be, but here's the reasons why I think of her as not just an artist, but a masterclass artist, and I'm being very sincere. I've read her writings, the stuff that she's put on her webpage. They're not just good; they're absolutely brilliant. She's a phenomenal writer, but more than that, in the work that she does with her AI, she has a profound understanding of camera work, cinematography, composition. She's really good at creating good-looking imagery. And that's hard. That's really hard, especially with burgeoning technology. You got people like me that I'm still struggling to try to figure out how to get the camera to orbit. You know, I've managed to learn some of it, but she is leaps and bounds above and beyond what I'll be able to do with this tech. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit jelly, but her work just blows me away. The songs she writes are usually really either very, very silly and hilarious, or they're really profound and have something really important to say. She is extremely talented. And, you know, anybody that says that she's not an artist, I'm going to have words with. That's just the bottom line. Let's see here. Leaflit is indeed an artist. Yeah, no, she really is. She, again, extremely talented writer, extremely good at setting up shots, extremely good at composition. She understands the camera. And I guarantee you that even if you were to take her out of the AI environment and put a traditional camera in her hands and make her work on a traditional anime or a traditional live action, I guarantee you the stuff she would put out would be just as beautiful. She does phenomenal work. She really does. My all-time fave is the localizers. No, yes, that one was hilarious. There's so many Easter eggs in there for those of us who appreciate it, not to mention the seamless transition between scenes. Right? Seamless transitions between scenes right now is a struggle for me. And part of it is that I start with the way that I'm working. I start with a beginning keyframe, and then I'll put it, depending on what it is. If it's just like a normal shot, I'll put it in a Grok. Keyframe, reference, keyframe. And right now I'm uploading both scenery references and character references. In Grok, we're only allowed 7. And so you get, in the video I'm working on right now, you've got a team that's made up of 9 people. And I'm having to decide where I want those people to be. And then I create a very specific keyframe, and then I take it to Grok, and then Grok decides to do something else with the background completely. And I don't know how to account for that. I'm doing the best I can for it. I'll learn. I'll learn because I want to make movies. That's my dream. And so I have to learn. But she's absolutely an inspiration for me in terms of, I saw what she was doing with Marine, and for the first time in 10 years, I picked up a pencil again. And then I learned that she was doing AI, and even though I had been on the opposite side of the AI argument originally, I decided, okay, I respect her as an artist because I've seen what she can do. I've seen the world that she's creating, and it's amazing. So let me hear her out. And after hearing her out, I decided, what can I do? If she can do this for the Larian Chronicles for Marine, what can I do with Image of the Tiger? And here I was already knee-deep in creating a new version of the comic book because I saw what she had done with Marine, and she made me realize we can just make stuff. But then, what can I do beyond trying to make this comic book? And I started toying with AI, and you know, I've got a lot to learn, but I really do think that she is a profound and prolific artist who is using a new technology and helping to advance that technology. And I think I can see her name, Leaflit, in the history books the same way that we remember Pablo Picasso or Da Vinci. And I'm being absolutely serious. I think that the work that she is doing, and because AI is going to be accepted at some point. Most of the people that I know that are in the mainstream are at a point where they're more annoyed by the antis than they are us. Most people are just have come to the conclusion that, you know what, this it's not going away, so it's not worth railing about. The next phase is that it's going to be accepted. The brilliance of Marine goes way deeper than what most people can. I agree. I agree. Again, if you haven't had a chance, you really should hop on her Patreon and read the books or the portions of the books that have been released. They're really good. She has a way of writing characters that makes the characters really relatable in a way that I haven't seen in Western writing in a long time. And she has every right to be proud of herself for the work that she's done. And props to her for going out of her way to try to make as much of it as accessible as humanly possible. Because she's sitting on a multi-million-dollar business. And I don't even know if she realizes that. But I am fully confident that, you know, one day it's going to overtake D&D as the game of choice. Let's see here. You underestimate me, friend? Oh, because you have already read it? You're right. I apologize. Yeah, anybody else in chat, if you guys get a chance to read her stuff on her Patreon, do. It's really good. And I cannot state enough. It will absolutely blow your mind how good it is. See, I've been rereading Will of the King. Yeah, I'm trying to get Steel Bear to do it, to read it, because I think she'd really get a kick out of it too. Steel Bear was a huge fan of D&D growing up. And I think she'd really like Marine as well. Except she likes to play the bard, and she's very naughty.
Let's get like some 16-year-olds, and then let's get 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and let's see if they can tell the fucking difference.
But you like the one on the left that you're a PDF file. And like I just said, that's ridiculous. That's like such an insane take. There's something very weird about Faye from Laufey. Like, she's got an almost Schmiegel-like energy going on about.
I want to actually talk about that because the woman that plays Faye is, if I remember right, she also played the love interest in the Netflix Daredevil series. And in real life, she's actually really quite beautiful. And in real life, she's actually really, really based. If memory serves me correct, she is pro 2A in real life, not just on the show. And is very passionate about 2A. And for them to do this to her, If I were her and if I were her agency, I would be furious. Because this is an artistic choice. Part of it is the camera angle. Part of it is the expression. But I've also seen other shots. Like, you can go through MK1, and a lot of people were upset about Tanya and how Tanya was handled, because there was a frame of Tanya that got out that was less than flattering. And the same thing happened to Angela in Silent Hill 2's remake. When you take a look at the actual game in motion, it's not so bad. It's not that bad. But I've seen multiple, and I have seen this game in motion, and they just don't, they literally do not shine the most flattering light on her. And lighting also makes a heck of a difference. Look at the lighting of the other character. How it's brighter. She's much better lit. That matters. They're taking an actress in real life that is stunning, and they're going out of their way to put the camera in an unflattering position and shine unflattering lights on her. That's an artistic choice. And shame on the developers for doing it. But also, people play God of War for Kratos. Nobody wanted Kratos replaced, so I would dare say that a lot of the controversy around Laffy here has to do with the decision to replace Kratos.
About her. That's not our fault. The devs, for whatever reason, decided to give her this like Schmeagol vibe. It's such a bizarre thing, man. And it's really bizarre that people are acting like they don't see that, and that appreciating a normal looking woman is actually like a PDF thing. Like, what? And they caption it like, do these gamers just treat video games as prawn? Dude,
the other thing is too, is like, I don't know why people are so retarded about this. It's so obvious. It's so obvious that this is the case. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why people can't understand this. And like, another thing that really pisses them off too is if you mention to them that, by the way, 18 is an arbitrary law, has nothing to do with human development. Because if you want to talk about like mental, like, you have to have like a mental like image of, you have to have a strict mental development thing, you're talking like 25-ish. They're like, we should make people adults at 25 then. Yeah, like, what are they even talking about?
People are just like, oh, cool.
People are still developing at different rates.
I would support restricting voting until 26.
People are still developing at different rates throughout like the ages of like 16 and like 25, obviously, right? It's so weird that they don't understand this.
It's blowing.
I'll take 25. I'm reasonable. I can negotiate.
Things up. Cool. Sounds fun. Redditors see that. They think they just want prawn. Dude, your mind is just so messed up. Packer Girl providing us with a bit of a compilation here of more outrage back on.
This goes back to what I was saying earlier, that you can appreciate beauty and not have it be disgusting. I'm how do I say this without sounding prudish? I don't generally enjoy that sort of stuff. In terms of entertainment, I don't mind stories being a little lewd and a little suggestive as long as it's silly and fun. But for me, in terms of the stories that I enjoy, I don't really go for stuff that's like that. But at the same time, when I'm playing a video game, I don't want to carry my spare tire with me. I want to leave the spare tire at home. I want to indulge in a fantasy. I want to play as a good-looking character in a good-looking world where I can actually make a difference with my actions. That's the entire purpose of escapism, is to let us have a taste of perhaps those things that maybe they do elude us. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just fun to just escape for a bit, turn the brain off, and have fun.
On Twitter, let's check this out. She says, FFS, MF's already calling Evie a child. Quote, if they're going to make lewd characters, they need to look like adults. And we got this person, Murky Merc, saying, Eve looked like an actual adult. Why does this character look 12 with the body of Chun-Li and voice of a 30-year-old? Kinda odd.
They were not fond of Eve when that game came out. And I am not going to let them get away with pretending that they were. This is a game that you'll see the left do all the time. When the new thing comes out, the old thing wasn't so bad. Why can't it be more like the old thing? You'll see this even in the presidential politics. Bush was Hitler. Bush was worse than Hitler. Bush was Hitler. And now it's Trump. Trump is Hitler. Trump is worse than Hitler. You know, Bush, he wasn't so bad. He was actually pretty moderate. Why can't Republicans be more like Bush? And I guarantee you, when it's J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio, whoever's next, they're worse than Hitler. They're the worst thing ever. You know what? Trump, he was pretty good. Why can't they be more like Trump? Guarantee it. And they're doing the same thing on the video game front. Eve is awful. She's slutty. She's trashy. She's just porn. People just want to goon. And now we've got Evie. Oh, you know that Evie, she's awful. She's porn, and people just want to goon. And why couldn't she be more like Eve? Eve was all right. Man, they really think that we have the attention span of a goldfish. We're not falling for this.
Off-putting. I hope they fix that. You hope they fix that. Fix it for the modern audience. Yeah, what? Destroy their game? Yeah, okay. What do you mean Chun-Li's legs are bigger than her whole body? Okay, she's still lewd, and if they're gonna make lewd characters, they need to look like adults. I don't even know why these people are making it sexual either. Like, there's so much cool stuff in that trailer.
I'm over here. They don't fit my Western standards of beauty of an adult. They're like,
enjoying how she's like punching the heck out of these monsters. But these people watch the same trailer, and the only thing they're focused on is like, oh, it's so sexual.
The
Like,
only characters we can have in games are like 60-year-old women with gray hair and canes. I don't know. Do women have canes at 60? I don't fucking know. Let's say 80. Let's say 80 to be safe. I don't fucking know, man.
why are they even going there? Shift up with a tomboy that's more feminine than an average female character in a Western game. That sounds funny, yeah. South Korean tomboy is still more feminine than the average Western female character. Either
True.
way, you know I'm a tomboy enjoyer. I know a lot of you guys are too. Let me know what you think.
Dude, I go so... Hold on. Hero Hei.
South Korean tomboy is still more feminine than the average Western female character.
Asian femboys are more feminine than Western women. The fuck did that happen?
Either way, you know I'm a tomboy enjoyer. I know a lot of you guys are too. Let me know what you think about the latest. Thank you for tuning in.
Man, that's freaking crazy. But yeah, if you want to look at the difference, here, let me see if I could find it. Like Western style makeup. Like if you look at like Western style makeup, like let's look at the sort of stuff here. But as you can see, it kind of accentuates this kind of like very, very immature sort of catty look to the eyes, right? And if you look at the lips, right? Like look what they did to her lips, right? Like they made it like way bigger. See what I mean? This is like how they do makeup in the West, right? Now
See, and again, it just looks so fake to me. It looks so artificial. I don't like it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know very many men that do. So, you know, I can't imagine that there's any other women in here other than Steel Bear, but if there are, take it from a dude. We don't like this, generally. And this with the eye, that's overkill. It's a bit much. When you're doing makeup, what is most appealing to me, at least, and you know, I'm a ginger and a fat guy, so yeah, I'm very well aware that I'm not Chad, but for me, what I like is stuff that basically accentuates how a girl looks naturally, and I like a more natural look. Most guys I know feel that way too, and I can't speak for every guy, but I don't know. I think this is overkill, and this with the lips, this just looks fake, and I don't know very many guys that like fake, especially when it comes to women. We really like natural.
let's look at Asian makeup, okay? This one's she.
Right off the bat, the colors that she's choosing are much closer to her natural skin tone as it is. And so again, it's accentuating what's already there.
Do you see how they're trying to make the eye look way bigger? More bigger vertically than like horizontal. Okay, this one's not that good. Let me find like one that really, like, let me find it. One thing that happens a lot is like these kind of ones where they look like they fucking punch themselves in the face though. This one? Look how fucking big those eyes are. Do you see this shit? It is like some crazy fucking, like they always show like these fucking triangles and shit, dude. Look at it, she's a fucking, what was that? Like, she's a fucking triangle. Yeah.
So I'm just going to comment on the colors that she's choosing because, again, my preference is for women to look more natural. And it may just be a cultural thing. I don't get trying to make your eyes look bigger. But even then, the colors that she's choosing are much more natural. And so just right off the bat, it's better than the demo that we got for the Western makeup. Even if I don't understand trying to make the eyes bigger, and I don't think that she needs it, I think she looks good on her own. That's my opinion.
Do you see this freaking witchcraft? Do you see it, chat? Look at that! She made her lips really big though. I'm trying to find like the why is it that I always see them in.
I liked the first Asian girl that she showed. That the second one did end up looking a little bit on the fake side. And again, I just, I have a preference toward the more natural.
Instagram. I don't usually look at it on here, but I usually look on Instagram rather than on YouTube. Oh, what is this?
Japanese schoolgirlies are not allowed to wear any makeup at school. That's why there's...
I don't know this one. See how they like completely changed the shape of the fucking nose? Like, look at that. Isn't that crazy? Yes? It might look weird now, but look what they do to it. Looks like some Attack on Titan shit, right?
Steel Bear, can you advise me on why she would do the nose? I'm very confused by that.
This thing I want.
Isn't that crazy? These aren't even like the craziest ones too. I've seen like way crazier ones than these.
So you guys read it. You better subscribe. All right. Well, that was interesting. Tangents within tangents ends up going an hour and a half over. Sorry, guys.
My hubby worked really hard on this, so... Like, share, and subscribe, and join us on Patreon, and maybe I'll let him sleep. Maybe!